Hello friends, Archangel with CryptoAngel here, bringing you the Shiba Inu daily news for August 21st, 2021. As a reminder, this is a quick run through of community relevant information. I won't be adding much commentary on this, if any. This is simply for those who don't have access to the official Discord or that don't want to sort through the walls of text for information. I'll also not be including responses where the original message was deleted or not retrievable, and we can't figure out the context from the response. So with that, here we go. And off and on days of silence has been definitely met, and we have a wall of text to get through, so we'll go ahead and get started. Mr. Generator says, "Hi Eric, is there any ongoing works on SHI, or will it be started in Q1? I'm assuming of 2022. Eric says, "Don't know what will be the launch date. We are at early phase of that project yet." Cutie Piapoo says, "Eric, what is your recommendation now with the Shiba ecosystem? I take it as bury, dig, and earn as much bones as possible." Eric says, "That will depend on your strategies and the risk you want to manage. Dig gives you better rewards, but there's other things you can do. Analyzing the pool's APYs, jumping between projects to increase your positions. Shiba Swap is just a pool, and your skills determine the amount of profits you can take from it." Yapta Killer says, "Since leash will govern SHI, I guess if leash increases in value, more SHI will be produced." Eric responds, "I can't provide information about SHI as its early development phase, and a lot of details might change over time, so not something I can discuss yet." Golden Gods says, "Hi Eric, can anything be done about the sandwich bots? They are absolutely destroying any price action on leash." Eric responds, "Not really, just volume fights it. There's projects that try to fight sandwich bots with auto slippage, etc., but it's a disaster. Upfront bots don't work well on good volume journeys. That's the best way to attack them." Yaptakilla says, "Minor request on Dig UI. Possible to show all rewards APY? Like in Bury UI, it shows Bone APY and Leash APY." Eric responds, "It's on track. The new screen will have an exclusive reward screen with all of the rewards split by the projects where the user is in." First Word says, "Hey Eric, any plans to update the website in the future? Like adding graphs and charts of circulating supply / tokens burnt, etc. Drift away from more meme look." Eric responds, "Which site? Shiba Swap or Shiba Token?" First Word says, "Shiba Swap is fine, main website, yes." Eric responds, "Not in our current plans. If someone wants to develop it, they are free to do it, and we will help on that." Mick Tuxus says, "I say dumb stuff most of the time, but what really makes me feel not good is that at first Shiba community looks special from everything else, but as time goes on, all these other coins come and look like there is not too many difference between them." Eric responds, "The difference is that when people joined, there was a continuous pump due to a crazy bull run and a lot of top listings. Now we are not on that market. Then for the average people, this is a coin again because it's not pumping until infinite. Sadly, that's the lack of knowledge of most people. If you are not able to see the difference between our project and the rest of the tokens, I have bad news for you. And that's the sad reality. No insane instant pump. It's garbage project. Hopefully someday people will educate themselves." Oscatar Fiera says, "Eric, Shido is okay?" Eric responds, "Yes, why? He's not appeared for days and I'm worried." Eric says, there was a moment when we were able to be here every day answering and talking. Not anymore. We are not just with Shiba Swap, but developing 5 other projects. There's no way to have the same public activity." First Word says, hey Eric, are those 5 projects related to the SHIB ecosystem or something outside and new? Eric responds, the ecosystem. We don't work on external projects. Gonjo Man says, Ryoshi is a part of ShibaSwap as they provide, burn, and distribute to all SHIB holders. Eric responds, they are an external token as well as Zig, Pearl, F9, and the others. Sikoshi says, any suggestions as what we as a community can do while you guys are developing those five projects? Eric responds, you can do whatever you imagine. That's up to you to keep developing things and improving the ecosystem. That's decentralization. Crypto Future says, hi Eric, Satoshi mentioned 1,000 tokens as the aim for this year. Is that 1,000 expected in 2021? Or is that a year from ShibaSwap release? Thanks. Eric responds, no idea, don't know the context where he said that. Our goal is to keep bringing projects to the platform, but that will be done through Doggy DAO, so not in our hands anymore. GM 1089 says, any ETA for the DAO? Eric responds, before than planned, it's on the works now. And the link is public, so probably one of the next actions. First Word says, pretty sure majority doesn't realize manual rewards were being done for our safety. Eric says, it's fine and understandable, probably one of the deserved complaints. First Word says, yes, it's understandable too. Eric responds, sometimes things don't go as expected, and the systems have pros and cons. This one worked for the safe launch, but not anymore, so it's in our hands to fix it. Infinity 101 says, Eric, is there a plan for bone holders regarding the 67% unlock in January, or are we just gonna watch it crash? Eric responds, not necessarily crash, it will have an impact, but doesn't need to be the end. There's a DAO system too to propose new ways of releasing them and asking the community to vote to minimize impacts in example. That's why there's a Doggy DAO. McTuxus says, I don't get why it should bounce from pool to pool. Eric responds, easy. When a new pool is created, if you enter fast, you will be receiving a good amount of bones due to the high APY and low people on the pool. That's how people make money besides waiting their returns. Announcement of a new pool. Buy the token at a lower price before the hype. Enter fast on the pool. Get multiplied bones for minutes and hours. Withdraw them and re-enter them on another pool with a good APY where bone is required. Sell them to get ETH and start the loop again. There's a lot of ways to make money continuously, just a lack of knowledge, again, on how to operate. Do you think whales are whales because they are multi-millionaires? Not everyone. YYD888 says, in Ryoshi's vision, quote, leash governs SHI specifically, end quote. We are investigating how exact this portion of his vision while granting more power and utility to one of my favorite tokens, leash. Does the project team have the results of the investigation? Eric says, there's teams currently looking for the best ways to make it happen. It's still under investigation and early development. She is still being at early phase. Frisia says, Eric, can we have a sneak peek on how the Ryoshi distribution will work for XSHIB holders? Will they be able to wolf and also 67% be locked? Eric responds, yes. Ragin' Cajun says, Eric, so rewards started going out already, just trying to confirm. Eric says the process is running. Hopefully we distribute on Saturday the normal rewards and on Sunday the double rewards and token rewards. Onyx asks, Eric, I have a question. What if in the future everyone wants us to change the ethos and start paying for listings? You guys still won't do it? Eric responds, there's some things that are unchangeable. Ethos has no price. We will never work against our essence. That would be destroying us. It's like, what if we want to go a centralized way? These are Ethos and they have no price. Onyx says, I asked because I remember how strongly you guys disliked burning, but now we are implementing it, just we are doing it a smarter way. Eric responds, we're not burning per se, we are still against burns, but burns have nothing to do with our ethos. As Ryoshi used to say, before you post a complaint, think on what you are doing for a project. That's decentralization. What's Left says, the fact is your investors are losing faith in your project. Eric responds, my investor? My project? You're wrong on your words. I have no project and I have no investors. That's your project and your investors too. I'm no one here. But a dev working on an additional project on a community experiment. So think about what you've said. Diamond Paws says, don't even give these people the time of day. Eric responds, it's worth it because most of the people are wrong here. People used to complain about the project, prices, etc. to devs, and they forget what this project actually is. Onyx says, how is the automatic rewards plan going for you guys so far? I know you're doing it manually right now for security reasons, and it's safer manually, but how's the automatic technicals going so far, making progress? Eric says, not yet, it's being discussed. Not easy to change a system developed for weeks in a few days. Security scenarios must be tested before changing it. Crypto Futures says, if new ETH tokens are launching, who would be the best contact at Shiba Swap for the new token to contact? I'm in another group who are launching a new token and want to list them on Shiba Swap. Eric responds with an email address, wolf@shibatoken.com. Hecker says, is it true that you are talking to list in Shiba Swap Godel coin, or is it a scam? Eric responds, it's impossible. Someone knows who we are talking with until we announce it officially, so take everything you see as a scam. Wen Moon says, I did not realize the dev team was so small. The rewards delay highlights a need for a bigger team, no? Eric responds, something that's more important than big is a trusted one. Wen Moon says, how does one earn trust? Chances will eventually need to be taken. The community is boiling over with talent. Eric says, we've hired and fired more than 7 teams since February. It's easy to earn trust and even easier to lose it. Blocker says, can we pay for a listing with the marketing budget? Eric responds, nope. Angel says, Eric, what constitutes our marketing, by the way? Eric responds, that wallet is called development and marketing. It's not focused on just marketing, but project expenses, which are and will be the most important ones. We are okay studying marketing proposals and funding them, partly or 100% if they are worth it, but we are not going to pay $500,000 for a listing when there's not a real demand and interest, when we can spend that $500,000 in developing a project that can bring in new investors. A lot of people complain about our vision, but I'm 100% sure that this development and marketing that is right now is safe would be $0 in value today if it was managed by other people. It's important to understand timings, needs, and opportunities, and think on the long term, not just on today, and spending moved by feelings. Crypto Futures says, this is the most important part for me. The things that get me is people shouting for leash listing in a centralized exchange, yet we can't even mobilize our own holders to convince SHIB investors who are part of the ecosystem. Eric responds, because they are moved by feelings. They want a centralized exchange listing to see movement on the price, but don't understand that it's just a predefined pump and dump because there's no substance on that growth. Seen from a developer point of vision, the movement is work on the project, give it value, and the centralized exchange will list it later with a real substance that will maintain the price upward. A clear example is SHIB's behavior in the past. Someone would spend that development wallet in spending $1 million trying to list SHIB on Binance. We did nothing, we had no money anyways, and just made things flow. They listed it because there was a real interest. Geriatric asks, so other projects need to pay to be listed on ShibaSwap, but paying to list on another DEX or SEX is against our ethos? Eric says they are not paying a fee. They are providing their tokens in the form of rewards to the community and burning SHIB and leash. Definitely not the same. This fee goes directly to the community. ShibaSwap or devs don't take anything from that. So you can't compare with a common listing fee or talk about ethos. It's totally aligned with our ethos. And a general announcement, Eric says, as a reminder, today is the last day where 90 bone per block are minted. It will decrease to 80 bone per block to keep following the decreasing minting curve. Lynn says, when is Ryoshi back? Eric responds, he won't be back, that's why he's Ryoshi. ESM says, okay, maybe the current devs can interpret his vision with the realities of the moment. Those ethos are good, but there's a lot of things that Ryoshi did not foresee. I think while we wait for L2 to fix issues, a listing will allow over 90% of 600,000 SHIB army to have access to leash. Eric responds, so you really think people have no idea what leash is? That's not the problem, believe me. Munes asks, is Ryoshi dead? Eric responds, he will never be dead. Cyril says, in the white paper too, there was mention of a dev wallet from the ShibaSwap for advertising and everything. Did it get canceled? Eric responds, no, it's not canceled. It's out there. Cyril says, any plans to use it yet? Eric responds, development and marketing wallet is used for covering project expenses and more. So yes, there's a use. It's not for advertising, it's a project wallet. Cyril says, okay, I misunderstood. Eric responds, marketing is one of the goals too, but we don't work on marketing, we are ShibaSwap devs. If someone presents us a decent marketing campaign that needs to be funded partially or totally with project funds, we will review it. ESM says, I'm having to go to Uniswap to swap some coins. I know a lot of people play around in those. Can we make listings in ShibaSwap less stringent so all those projects are swappable on ShibaSwap? Eric responds, everyone can drop liquidity for any token in ShibaSwap. You don't need a listing fee for that. Listings are for wolf pools only. Duke FR asks, Eric, how are you? Any chance to add into ShibaSwap pricing information when swapping tokens similar as in Uniswap? Eric responds, it's on track. AD says, what I mean is that when there is good market situation and a good time, the development team is willing to cooperate with the publicity to increase the price, right? Because it will help visibility. Eric responds, we will cooperate with any campaign that is worth to spend the money on, with a proper design and analysis, and not just hire Ronaldinho and to say hello. ESM says, can we create a donation wallet that the SHIB army can donate to for paying for a listing? Please don't respond based on Ryoshi's ethos. Eric responds, you can. We as devs won't promote this, but if that's what you want to do, you are free to run that kind of initiative. AD says, great. Do we have plans to introduce a marketing team or do marketing work? Future plans. Eric responds, there's one on track. Not an easy task. Marketing is not just about posting on Twitter. MH says, Eric, how do we get X Fund rewards from the SSLP tokens? Eric responds, you will see a button like you see for DAI, WBTC, USDT, USDC, just if you have Xfund SSLP. It will appear once it's ready. iRiders says, Eric, why first SHI? Shibarium L2, is it not better? It is impossible to make transfers in ETH for gas, so SHI will not be able to be used. Eric responds, because of the complexity. Shibarium is not as easy to develop. Regarding your last comment, why you shouldn't be able to use SHI if it's not on Shibarium. That's not real. SHI is a stable coin. There's no need to have L2 ready to release it. Anyways, we planned this as a pack, but in technical terms, you can launch SHI before. Synthetics says, Eric, will Shibarium use SHIB as a gas fee? Eric responds, no. Argo 1967 says, I know that question sounds stupid, but are you able to give us a time frame for Shibarium, like before 2022 or after? Eric responds, I don't set dates. It will be announced when it's ready. And with that, we wrap up the Shiba Inu Daily News for August 21st, 2021. Archangel, out.